Alright, hello there. Today we're going to start something a little bit new. We're going to be talking about the subject of surface area. So what a surface area is basically the area around the outside of a three-dimensional figure. So before we were kind of in 2 dimensions, now we're going into 3 dimensions. So let's look at our first shape. The first shape is a rectangular prism. Okay, so here we have the prism. Imagine a fish tank or something. How could we find the surface area of the entire thing? Well, one thing we could do is just take the sum of the area of the sides. Just take all the sides, find the area of all of them, add them together, surface area, right? We could do that, but personally I think that would take way too long. You have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, something like that. So we'd have to find the area 6 times and then add them together. I think that's too long. So what we've done is we've developed a formula. I'm going to tell you what the formula is first and explain it, and then I'm going to tell you how we get the formula. So here's the formula. SA stands for surface area. This is for a rectangular prism. And it is capital P times H plus 2 times capital B. Now, what these things stand for is P stands for the perimeter of the base, and B stands for the area of the base. We couldn't use A here because A is being used in the SA, the surface area. So they went with B. And basically I have over there in the little box that the base is usually what the figure is standing up on, or it's the side of the figure that is in the name of the shape. So the name of this shape is a rectangular prism. So the base is the rectangle. Okay, this will be more important when we get to triangular prisms. But usually it's what the prism is standing up on. So this time the base would be that length times width on the bottom there. So how do we get that? P times H plus 2 times B. I'm going to show you with a method that actually I invented called the rubber band method. That's what I like to call it. So I said, why? Why do we have this? Go to the next one. Oh. Okay, so say at the bottom, see the picture? Say there's a purple rubber band around the bottom of the base. We are going to try to cover all of the sides with that rubber band. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the rubber band around the bottom and we're going to slide it all the way up to the top. Okay, so that's how you get the P times H. The P, the rubber band, goes around the perimeter of the base, and then we slide it up to the top. So that's all the way up H. So we have the around the sides. That's our area for that. And then we have to have our 2 bases, which are the bottom and the top. And that's why we have 2 of the base. You're adding 2 of the base. So basically, the P times H is the around. If you draw a circle around the prism, that is what the pH is, the perimeter all the way up the height, and then you add the area of the 2 bases. That's how we get that, by using the rubber band method. Okay, so let's do an example. Calculate the surface area. All right, here's our formula. I always write the formula first. It just gets you in the habit of doing that. And basically we fill in the information. So let's do P first. P would be length plus width plus width. The base here is the bottom, which would be 3 by 7, or you could say the top, I guess. So it's 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. You guys know how to do perimeter. We find that it's 20. Okay, now let's try to find the area of the base. The base is length times width, 7 times 3, which is 21. Now all you have to do is plug that in. So the surface area is H plus 2B. P is 20. H, the height, is 5. Plus 2 times, we found the area of the base, which is 21. Plug that in your calculator, and you'll get 142. This is inches squared. Even though this is a 3-dimensional figure, the area of anything is always squared. Alright, so not too bad. Just plug stuff in. That is the rectangular prism. Let's go on to our next shape. the triangular prism. Okay, again, what we could do is take the sum of the area of the sides, but again, that's too long. So here is our formula. P times L plus 2B. It's the same pretty much formula as the rectangular prism, except this time the height is replaced with an L, which means the length. I'm going to show you in just a second. P is the perimeter of the base, and B is the area of the base. Same thing. This time, however, the base, remember what I said? The base is the figure that's in the name of the shape. The name of this shape is a triangular prism. So this time, the base is not what it's sitting on, it's what's in the name. And the name has triangle in it. So the base of this figure is the triangle. See how P says A plus B plus C, the perimeter of the base, which is the triangle. So all the sides of the triangle. And then the area of the base, B, is 1/2 base times height. We knew that already from triangles. So 1/2 the base, B, times the height, H. Okay? And here's our rubber band. See the purple rubber band? We're starting it along the perimeter. We slide it up along the length. That gives us that area. And then we have to add, of course, our 2 bases. So this is just a demonstration of how we get that formula. We're trying to cover the entire outside of the shape. All right, let's do an example. Calculate the surface area. So here's our formula. SA equals P times L plus 2B. The perimeter is A plus B plus C. So we have A is 7, B is the bottom, which is 4, and then along the other side, the C is 7. So put that in there. There's your parentheses, or your perimeter, I mean. Too many P words. And then for the base, you have 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, 4 times 6 is the height. That would be 12. So all you do is plug it in. P was 18, the length is 12, and then 2 times the area of the base, which is also 12. When you plug that in, you should get 240 centimeters squared. Feel free to pause this and catch up if you need to. You don't have to write everything if you don't want to, but at least find the 3 different parts. There, the P, the B, and the SA. We're going to talk about one more shape today. That is the cylinder. You guys have probably seen all kinds of cylinders around in your life. Okay. Here is the formula for a cylinder. And you might find that one part of it is familiar. Do you recognize the last part, pi r squared? Yes, that is the formula for area of a circle. So basically what I said here is that the surface area is 2 of the circumference times the height. Wait, 2 of the circumference. Just 1 of the circumference, my bad. Times the height plus 2b. Anyways, I'll just explain it to you. Okay, so this is not right. I need to mark this up. It's not 2 of the circumference. It's just the circumference times the height. So the circumference is where the rubber band is right now. See the purple rubber band? That's the circumference, and you're going to take it up the height. And then so that's this part. That's this part right here. This is the circumference, 2 pi r, remember that? Take it up the height, times 2, this is the area of a circle, which is the base. 2 times the base. So that's why we get that. Yeah, something very important to remember is that a circle or a cylinder is round. It doesn't have straight edges like the prisms. So this part right here, The purple part, the around, is called the lateral surface. So we're not going to do a sphere, but you guys know a sphere is just a three-dimensional circle. All of that is round. So the whole thing is a lateral surface. Basically, any part of the object that has curves instead of straight lines is a lateral surface. We'll see that again with cones. Like a cone like this, the bottom part is a lateral surface because it is round. So that's important to remember. If they ask you to just find a lateral surface, then you know to just find the first half. You don't have to find the second half. So let's find the surface area, of this cylinder. Okay, here's our formula. 2 pi r, which is the circumference, times h, plus 2 times the area of a circle, pi r squared. All right, so all we're going to do is plug them in. 2 pi r is 4, half of 8, times 11, plus 2 pi times 4 squared. Plug that all into your calculator, or just simplify, and you can keep it as 120 times pi, or you can use it as a decimal and say 376.8. Both are correct. Alrighty guys, so that's the end of today. We have 3 shapes today and 3 shapes on Wednesday, I believe. So we'll talk about the other ones later.